That immigration line makes even innocent people feel guilty. There's a group of older Canadian women who fly down every month to visit a close friend who's very sick. Last time, an officer asked what they thought about the current president. One woman gave an honest answer that wasn't particularly nice. In seconds, the officer decided they weren't being truthful due to her attitude, and all four got refused entry. So today, I'm giving you a simple reflex. After this video, you'll answer immigration questions in 10 seconds, without talking yourself into trouble. First question. When they ask, what's the purpose of your trip? They're not looking for a story. It's a matching question. They're trying to match your answer to your entry status. And this is where a super common adult mistake happens. You answer with the right idea, but one word makes it sound like you might be working or staying. Like you're visiting family, and you say, I'm staying with my daughter and I'm helping her with the kids, or I'm going to help my cousin with his business, or even, I'm here to assist them for a few weeks. You meant it in a normal family way. But the word helping can suddenly turn into, so are you working? So keep it matched to your status. Visiting family, tourism, vacation, business meetings. If they want details, they'll ask. Your job is to give them a clean category that fits your paperwork. Because the thing that usually gets you extra questions isn't that you said something wrong, it's that you made them guess. Next one sounds harmless. How long will you be staying? This is where people accidentally answer with a feeling instead of a plan. In your head, play a tiny game. Don't give them a vibe, give them a format. One number plus one time marker. 2 weeks, leaving around March 12th. 5 days, out next Friday. Even if your schedule is flexible, you can still give a solid leaving window without sounding open-ended. What you want to avoid is anything that makes it sound like you're still deciding whether you might stay longer. Maybe 2 weeks unless is basically an invitation for follow-ups. So train the reflex, number first, then a leaving point. The moment you switch from maybe to a number, the whole conversation feels easier. When they ask, where did you come from? They're not asking for your layover memories. They're doing a quick computer match. They need the chain of places you passed through to line up with what their screen already shows. So answer in the same rhythm the system reads it, your true starting point, then any connection that's in a different country, then your final flight into here, one straightforward sentence, and here's the sounds right but lands wrong moment. A lot of people say, I came from Paris, because that was their last stop. But the system sees the trip started in Atlanta. Now, you didn't lie, but you just made the officer do extra mental math. Say it the way the database sees it, and the question dies fast. This one feels personal, but it's really just a checkpoint. They're looking for one solid anchor, so it's clear you have step one handled. A real place to sleep the first night. So give your first accommodation. Hotel name and city is usually plenty. If they press, then you can add the address. But don't volunteer your entire tour schedule like you're pitching a travel vlog. And here's the super practical move that saves you from the shaky hands moment at the counter. Don't try to dig through your inbox while they're staring at you. Before you land, screenshot your hotel confirmation or save the name plus address in a phone note. When you're nervous, scrolling turns into a weird little panic game where you can't find anything. If you're staying with family or friend, same idea. Have their name, neighborhood, city, and a number you can show if asked. Buttoned up, simple, here's my first stop, and you're done. When they ask, what do you do for work? It's not small talk. It's a quick way for them to sanity check two things. Do you have a normal tie back to home? And can you realistically afford this trip? So they tend to like answers that sound stable and easy to understand. Your goal is to sound easy to verify. So pick one plain English label and stick to it. If you wear 5 hats, don't bring all 5 to the counter. Choose the one that matches your everyday life and your paperwork. If you're self-employed, that's fine, just keep it general. I run a small business. I'm a consultant. I'm in marketing. I do accounting. One straight category, no deep dive. And yes, you can say, I'm a YouTuber. I've said it. It can get a little side-eye sometimes. One time, the officer even asked what kind of content I make, and when I said aviation and travel, he just goes, cool, that was it. The lesson isn't don't say it, it's don't make them curious. Say the label, then stop. If they want details, they'll ask. And if you're retired, say it plainly, I'm retired. That's a normal answer. If they ask a follow-up, you can connect it to the trip in one line, I'm retired, here for vacation, leaving March 12th. Neat, grounded, done. This one's sneaky because it makes polite adults overshare. You're trying to be friendly, you give a little laugh, and then you drop a phrase like, oh yeah, I come here all the time, or a bunch of times, or pretty often. And the second you say that, you just upgraded a yes-no into, okay, why so often? The issue isn't that you travel a lot. It's that you accidentally turn small talk into a frequency conversation. So keep it boring on purpose. Answer it, give them one rough marker, and stop. When I went to London, I just said, yes, last time was 2024, and left it there. Because you don't want, have you been here before, to turn into how many times? And what were you doing every time? This question, can you show proof you'll leave, isn't about having a perfect itinerary. It's about two things, your intent to leave and your ability to actually do it. What they like is clean, legitimate proof. If you have a real return or onward ticket, great. If you're continuing to another country, that onward booking works the same way. The point is, there's a visible exit plan that matches the time you're allowed to stay. And this is what a lot of people miss. It's not only about the ticket, they're also doing a quick reality check on whether your stay makes sense financially. A 2-week trip with normal funds sounds normal. I might stay for months, I'll figure it out, is when things start feeling open-ended. Because now they're wondering how that's supposed to work. Here's the line to remember. What makes them suspicious isn't that you're flexible, it's that you sound like you don't have an endpoint. And one more rule, don't make stuff up. Only say what you can actually prove. So don't sell uncertainty at the counter. You can have flexible travel, but your answers shouldn't sound open-ended. They don't need perfection, they just need to see you're not vague. Are you traveling alone? Is mostly context. Solo travel is normal. What triggers follow-ups is hesitation, or your answer not matching what you just said. If you're alone, say it. If you're with someone, use a label. A stranger instantly understands. My wife, my coworker, my sister. Skip the cute stuff like my work husband or my bestie from the group chat because now they have to decode you. Meeting someone there is fine too. Just name the relationship and keep it moving. Did you pack your own bags? Is a standard safety question. It's not them hinting you did something shady. The trap is how adults answer it. People say, yes, obviously, or add a little complaint, curt, and suddenly the mood turns into an argument that nobody wanted. You can hear the difference right away. If you go, yeah, obviously, it lands like you're annoyed. But if you just say, yep, I packed them myself, the question dies instantly. On this one, your tone matters more than your words. Give a calm, neutral answer. If someone helped you pack, say that plainly. The goal is to sound cooperative, not like you're pushing back. Do you have anything to declare? Is the bridge into customs. And a lot of people hear that word declare like it means confess. It doesn't. Declaring is you telling them what you have so they can decide if it's allowed, limited, or needs a duty. The real headache usually isn't the item. It's looking like you tried to hide it. So don't turn yourself into the person who wasn't honest. If you're unsure, say it and declare it. That's how you avoid the moment where they find something and now it feels like you were sneaking it in. Rules do change by country, but the usual trouble spots are cash over certain limits, food, alcohol, and anything that looks like it could be for resale. Declare first, let them sort it out, and you keep the conversation easy. Knowing the difference between immigration and customs matters a lot, especially if you don't fly internationally often. Immigration is sizing up you. Customs is sizing up what's in your bag. And before we move on, this is where people get burned. A lot of folks get fined not because they brought something bad, but because they didn't declare it. And customs can flip real quick. My cousin went to Paris to see his wife. She handed him 2 fancy unopened sausages to bring home. An officer asked about food. He almost forgot they were in there. Later, he mentioned the sausages like it was nothing, and then he was standing off to the side while they went to pull his luggage. And it's not just they toss it and you move on. If you don't declare food and they find it, fines can get serious. In the US, it can go up to $10,000. And in places like Australia, serious cases can reach hundreds of thousands of dollars. So at customs, don't narrate your life. Just answer the way they're listening. Yes or no, then the category. No food. Yes. Packaged snacks. No plants. The more you turn it into a story, the more it turns into a bag check. And yeah, there are plenty of other questions an officer might ask you. Some are based on what's in your documents. Some are based on their gut, like, what do you think about the current president? The big thing to remember is this. Immigration officers process thousands of travelers every single day. They're looking for obvious red flags and inconsistencies, not trying to trap normal people with gotcha questions. Have you ever gotten a question at immigration that made you freeze for 2 seconds? Drop it in the comments. And hey, don't forget to share and subscribe. See ya!